What's up, Looper Nation? This is Joe Quattrochi, the original Looper, coming to you live from Disney's Polynesian Resort in the 2014 Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. I've got a reservation at Ohana. Tim and Bob, it's time for you guys to start the show. Cue Mr. Wagner.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining the Gateway to the Magic you found. ResortLoop.com. I'm Tim Scott.
You had me confused there for a minute.
I know. I'm mixing it up.
I didn't know what was going on there. Very good. I'm Bob Collar. Welcome, everybody.
Everybody should know we're not scripted at this point.
This is a highly scripted show.
Yes.
As I read, Tim is the best host. Oh, wait. No,
Turn page now.
Well, we have survived the Holiday-thon.
Yes.
2013.
Oh, my goodness.
That took you out of service for a week.
You know, I didn't feel terrible, but I couldn't talk without coughing. I still had the cough a little bit, but nothing.
You were in bad shape.
Nothing like it was before. So, thank you, everybody, for your patience. That was a
absolutely
harrowing first week of January for me. And I went to the doctor. So I go to the doctor. Yes. By the way, this is episode 89. Let's just get that out there.
Okay.
For those of you who are completists and like to go in order.
Yes.
So I actually go to the doctor.
Yes.
And she says, she just see you, by the way. I know.
that makes it convenient.
She goes, I don't think you need to take anything. It sounds like it's about done. And I had a good 4 days of a strong cough after that. But I was good to go.
Oh, but it's done.
Yeah, it was done. She didn't give me
anything.
Well,
you sound a lot better.
Thank you.
You don't look so good. But
well, I never look good.
you sound better at least.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, my gosh.
But thanks for downloading, everybody.
Absolutely. We're back in action, ready to start 2014.
We hit the ground running.
Let's do some shout-outs.
I would love to do a shout-out. Can we start off with Lisa Green?
Yes.
She sent us a very nice mention on her blog, Living a Disney Life. And also Empty Nesting with Pixie Dust.
Yes, a very good blog.
Yes, she's a very good writer.
Very, very good. She said some very nice things about us.
I know.
I was shocked.
I was thinking it was a post-holiday euphoria she was in.
She was still loopy on eggnog.
Here, pour yourself another cup there of the eggnog.
Yeah, Lisa, thanks so much. That was very kind, very nice of you. And check her blog out on livingadisneylife.com. So, very nice. Some of these blogs are just fantastic, and hers is one of them.
You can tell people really put their heart into these things.
Absolutely, yeah. I got a shout out and actually some intel from our boots on the ground, Fish Sean Wu.
Yes.
Down in Florida. Everybody, you guys all know him for those great commando style touring of the Magic Kingdom he did for us. He gave us some information on the Candlelight Processional, because we have talked about how we want to do that. And he said Disney only reserves 3 rows of seats for the Candlelight Processional for non-dinner package guests.
Wow.
Yeah. Many of the rows, he says, are behind trees. So you wait in line for hours, and only 100 non-packaged people get in with behind the trees view. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting a great view. And he went kind of half full on this. He says they sold out for money. A few cast members confirmed if you're planning on sit-down dining already, it's a no-brainer, add on for package. If not, you're going to pay by not being able to see it, maybe.
Right.
So thank you, Sean. We appreciate that. He's always got some great information there.
He does. I've got one more shout-out. I'm very excited about this one. This is our good friend, Christy.
This is all about you.
That's not all about me.
Well,
come on.
She took your advice.
First of all, she's brilliant. I'm kidding. It just sounded like a good idea. But she said that she was a bit behind on her shows, but she was in Walt Disney World for their anniversary and for Christmas. So happy anniversary once again.
Absolutely.
Big trip. 12 family members were with her.
Wow.
I know. Oh my God. It's like a Disney family special. She said she took our advice and hired a Disney photographer to take their pictures at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes.
Awesome. And the photo shoot went great. She said it lasted over an hour. And she has to wait for the CDs to get there as they do the touch-ups on them. But, she can't wait to see those pictures.
I hope she sends us a few. I would love to see them as well.
I mean, a solid hour with a Disney photographer at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah, there's a few places you could take some pictures.
There's a couple. There's a couple backdrops. There might be an animal or so. I don't know.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's great.
Yes.
So it actually works. Your advice is solid.
Wow. Who'd have thought? Note the date and time. What episode is this?
Wow. 89.
89.
Of course, by the end of it.
Yeah, it's all gone. I'll bask now and hide later.
Because this show, speaking of advice,
yes,
we had a listener asking for our advice.
We did.
Again, too much eggnog. So what is the advice that we're being asked, Tim?
Well, I will tell you, Stacy went over to the website and posted a little comment, and she said, "Hello guys, I just started listening, and I'm hoping you can help me with her question. We have a family of 5. Now 5's the tough number here. 5's always the tricky part.
5's tough at Disney.
And they're looking for an on-property lodging on like a moderate or low deluxe budget. And do we have any recommendations that do not include the art of animation?" So she doesn't want any of the new things over there that are really expensive.
Right. Yeah, those suites are. Yeah.
They are. All-star music, so we're going to rule out the family suites at the All-Stars. Or upgrading to a suite at one of the deluxe resorts is also out, because that would be super mega bucks, and I get that. But she'd really like to stay at the Wilderness Lodge or the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And her children are 8, 5, and 3.
Oh,
so this was tough. You are in a little bit of a you got to do some soul searching here, because that 5.
Yeah. There's a lot more planning that goes into
it. There is
how you're going to do that. Now, she doesn't say the genders of the kids.
She didn't say the genders, and she didn't give us like the times, because I was going to look up some rates, and it's kind of hard to because there could be special value packages, either 30% off, 25% off.
Right.
So,
depending on the age, if they're all boys or all girls, you might get away with putting them all in one bed. That's dicey.
No, you won't.
And
my daughter, when she was little, no one should have to sleep with her. Man, she was all over. She was like a perch laying in that bed, flipping and flopping all around.
I had the same experience with my son. It was horrible. I agree. Disney is pretty much set up, as we know. Disney is set up for 4 and under.
Yes.
4 folks or less, unless you're willing to spend some money.
Right.
Now, the research we did, we found that, of course, the Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge, without upgrading to one of the villas, are out.
Right.
Because the max number of people you're going to get in there is going to be 4.
Right.
You might be able to squeeze a crib in, but I'm sure the 3-year-old's not in a crib anymore, or may not be in a crib anymore.
Right, and you can't sneak them in, get a room for 4 and just sneak another one in there.
Right.
Because you need the magic bands now, and they need to know exactly who's in your party.
Right, exactly. So, unfortunately, the Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom are going to be out. Unless you want to upgrade to the villas, and then I kind of just ballparked some numbers.
Yes.
And again, when you guys do this, obviously, you're going to want to really dig into the numbers to see what's going to work best for you. But just like the Wilderness Lodge villas, 1-bedroom villa is anywhere, depending on the time of year you go, anywhere from $600 to $800.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, that's a budget breaker there.
It really is.
So. You really got to save up for something like that. So with the villas being out, Wilderness Lodge being out, Animal Kingdom Lodge being out, any of the other deluxes, now there are deluxes, the other deluxes, you can get 5 people in a deluxe.
Yes, because they have that nice couch. It's almost like a day bed.
The day bed, right, right. So, but there again, you're dropping anywhere from $400 to $550.
Right.
So what's that leave us, Tim?
Well, that came up. I believe what did we come up with? Two good options, I think.
I think so. Potentially 3, But with the age of the kids being what they are, I think
Yes.
the third one's going to be out. And actually, the third one would be obviously getting 2 value resort rooms.
Right.
But then again, Disney doesn't guarantee that you're going to get adjoining rooms.
That is tough. They will not. Yeah, absolutely. They cannot guarantee that.
So you could take the risk of doing that. Even if you have older kids, okay, we'll get 2 rooms. But what if they don't have that door adjoining?
Right.
You're separated, and it might not even be the same building.
Exactly. You might have to do a hike, and then the parents are split. It just
Right. So that's not quite the vacation I think most people are
No.
looking for,
No.
most families. So I think that one's going to be off the table. So what's the first viable option?
the first viable option. The first one that came to my mind actually, because we have done this, is we had stayed at the Port Orleans.
Yes.
At the for us it was the Alligator Bayou section, and there some of the rooms slept 5 because they had a trundle bed. I'm sorry, but I guess now there is actually a Murphy bed instead.
Oh, okay.
So it's the moderate, so it's a nice sized room, a little bit bigger than the All Stars, not quite as big as the Deluxe, but for little kids, where the oldest is 8, I think you could make do with that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good call. The trundle bed or the Murphy bed now, good call, and that's at least somewhat reasonable.
Yeah.
With it being around $200. Now again, these are rack rate rooms,
Right.
and we all know that you really shouldn't ever pay rack rate because there's so many deals out there.
Yeah,
so
so
make
always-
sure you really dig into that.
Yeah, check out Mile Savers, see if they have any of the 30% off specials, even AAA discounts. Give that a try.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney Visa card discounts are always out there. Alligator Bayou is beautiful. I've never stayed there. We've been by there so many times. We want to stay there, and it just has that nice southern charm.
It's a little bit. I think I talked about this before. It gives you a little Fort Wilderness feel. It's kind of outside.
Yeah.
Tall trees all around you.
Yeah.
A little more wildernessy feeling, but you're not really out in the wilderness. Just
Got
kinda-
that Spanish moss hanging down.
love the
all
moss.
over. Yeah. And that's a good one because they have Port Orleans has so many options as far as swimming. They've got the options with the dining, different dining venues.
Yes.
And the thing I love, I've talked about this in the past, they have multiple ways of getting someplace.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's a great resort. If you bring a car, you can park relatively close to your room, and it's known for having really good bus service.
Right.
So
Right.
if you're taking Magical Express,
And you got the boats going down to downtown Disney.
I always forget about that.
I love the boats.
You rave about the boats.
I've never been on the boats.
That's why I always forget about it. Because we always take a car, so we always take the car.
Right. Well, the
So-
last time we were there, we purposely went over to ride the boats, but there was a thunderstorm, and they don't run the boats when there's lightning.
No, that's probably a good call.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Something could probably happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's that would be option number 1, probably the least expensive of the 2 options.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
The other option would be one
Tell
of
us,
your
Bob.
favorite. No,
Oh.
you did.
No.
One of your favorite places.
It is.
You have stayed there. I have not stayed there. I like to go and eat there,
You do.
but because I can't get the Ohana reservations, which, by the way, we forgot to mention. Thanks, Joe, for the open.
Oh yeah, Joe, that was
over
great.
it. We got so wrapped up in the other stuff. Thanks for that open, Joe. Good luck on that run. By the time he hears this,
He will have won. He will have won.
He will have won, or blown out a knee. Gosh, I hope
Either
not.
way.
I hope not.
There might be something in between. I don't know.
I'm not sure how I vote on this since he's digging me on the Ohana reservation, but okay.
It's not just Joe, which is great. I just love the random tweets to us about you not getting into Ohana, and
I am getting beat up on Ohana. I'm going to get in there. I might hide under a table and get
it doesn't matter. Your picture's up there. They
But,
know. They know what
yeah.
you look like.
But thanks, Joe, for that. But
Yes.
Anyway, so getting back to, I love to eat over at this place. So tell them what option number 2 would be.
Well, another good option is at the Fort Wilderness Resort.
One of your favorite
resorts.
Resorts, yeah.
I have always enjoyed it over there, and for a party of, I believe it's 5 or 6, you can get what they call the cabins, which is just kind of a slightly larger, almost like a travel trailer
yeah.
setup.
Right.
It gives you a little more space, a little more privacy. It's got a full bathroom in there, so it's not like you're staying in a tent or a lean-to.
Right.
It's air conditioned, comfortable.
It has. See, I did some research too, mister.
I know you did. We just don't throw this thing together.
There. That
That's a real paper. He couldn't shake that.
Yeah, there's nothing on it. But they have the beauty of the cabins is they have bunk beds for the kids, double bed for mom and dad,
Right.
and they have a Murphy bed as well. So you're, like you said, you can fit close to 6 people
Oh, yes.
in those easily.
Yes.
Especially with the kids being so small, they're going to have no problems over at the cabins. And there's just nothing like, I mean, you've got a full kitchen, I think, right?
Yeah,
In those,
yeah.
you've got a full kitchen, and so you'll be able to cook your own meals, save some money there. So the little bit of extra that you're going to spend staying there, you're going to save in money, in food.
Yeah, you're on your way out the door in the morning, pour a bowl of cereal,
Right.
just something
Right.
quick.
And you know this from staying over there. There's nothing like being able to go outside, sit around the picnic table, maybe cook some burgers out on the grill,
Yeah, they do come with a grill.
and go over to the movies at night,
Yes,
the campfire
yes.
with Chip and Dale.
And I guess at both of the trading posts there, the Settlement and the Meadow, they both have charcoal, burgers, everything you would need to maybe throw together a quick little cookout.
Absolutely.
So how fantastic is that?
And one of my favorite places to eat, Trails End.
It's right there.
I can always get a reservation there.
Yes. Now, I would say, this is only for me, if I was going to stay in a cabin, I would have to have a car. So I would either have to have driven down or rented a car.
Yeah, I agree.
I would think, for me, having to catch an internal bus inside the resort and then catching another bus to a theme park, I think that'd just irritate me.
Yeah, that might be a bit much, especially that morning rush.
Yeah. Or a long day, man. A long day.
Yeah.
Changing buses.
Yeah. That could be that could become tiring. I would think. However, again, it goes back to my original idea of convenience. You've got the boat that takes you to the Magic Kingdom.
That's true. Now, I'm not sure if all the cabins are within relative walking distance to the boat dock.
Yeah. Now that's something you'll have to look at on the maps.
Right.
And again, contact Disney just before you go. What, about a week out, I think? You contact them and give them your preference for where you want to stay.
Yes, you
At
cannot
any
call
resort.
too often. You cannot call too often
Right.
with your preferences.
But be nice. when you
Absolutely
call.
be nice.
Always be nice, because that goes so far with those folks. And you can request. Look at the map. There are many websites out there that'll give you an actual map of the Fort Wilderness
Yes.
campground area, and you can maybe pick something close to where you want to be.
I will say, just came to mind, another option, if you're staying at Fort Wilderness, is the golf cart.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, I think that's kind of pricey. I've not priced that recently. It's got to be around like maybe $50 a day. I'm not even sure.
Wow.
So don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But you used to be able to take your golf cart, drive it up too close to Pioneer Hall up near the boat dock, park it.
Right.
Take the boat over to the Magic Kingdom, and then when you come back, there's your golf cart. Zip back down to your camping spot. Good to go.
I love that idea.
It's a whole different vacation
Oh
theme.
yeah.
A whole totally different way to approach a Disney vacation.
Yeah, you don't feel, whenever we go over there, you have no idea you're in Florida.
Oh, let me give a quick shout out real quick to Rod Wheaton.
Yeah.
His most recent Mousenger podcast, so you should give it a listen. He concentrates on Fort Wilderness, and it's a great show. I've been meaning to send him a message about that. But
Yeah, it is. I listened to it as well. Very well done.
yes.
Great information on the history of Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
And the fact that they've taken some of the stuff from the old water park.
Oh, that's cool. The water tower.
The water tower.
Yes.
So great job. Yeah, he did a marvelous job on that. We've been talking back and forth. We're going to try and get him on the show.
Oh, we need to.
Because he really knows what he's talking about when he's talking Fort Wilderness.
And he's a great guy. So.
And he's a very nice guy. So, those are your most viable options. I think is Port Orleans, Alligator Bayou, or the Fort Wilderness cabins. And what would be your preference out of those two?
My preference. I'm gonna say, I think I would go Port Orleans. I mean, I love just something. I don't know. I have a feeling.
Well, you've been to both.
I've been to both.
You've never stayed in the cabins though.
Never the cabins. We had always taken our own
right
trailer. I will say, if you're going in July, you might not want to do the Fort Wilderness thing because as soon as you step out that trailer,
it's going to be hot no matter where.
Well,
you
no matter
step
what.
Right.
Like I said, you got a longer commute to where you're going to go. Rather
well, that is true.
It's just something to build in there. But if it's the heat doesn't bother you,
that is true. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do want to try the cabins again. I think that might be good for a trip.
Yeah, I'm going to go cabins. I would like to go. This is really going to confuse Stacy. I'm going to go. She's not going to have any idea. I'm going to go cabins because I like that feel over at Fort Wilderness. I like Port Orleans.
Fort Wilderness has you hooked. I can tell.
But I do. I can't wait to. I want to go so bad. I want to buy an RV just to stay at Fort Wilderness. I just think it would be so much fun.
Maybe Ron,
maybe
Mr. Wheaton, when he leaves, could swing by Ohio, pick us up, and then from there we just jaunt down 77, and it's only bingo bango, 16 hours you're there.
I don't think there's any swinging by Ohio. Nobody.
Well,
unless you're going to Detroit.
Well, no one's going to Detroit. I'm kidding.
We love our Michigan
we do.
Listeners.
Beautiful city.
Maybe Rod could just leave his RV there and let us use it.
And trust us to bring it back? Sure, let's do that. Oh,
take lots of pictures before.
That's right.
This is what it looked like before we left. But I tell you what, and again, we're not exactly sure when they're going to go down.
Right. That was kind of
I got to tell you, and this is just me. You know me in Christmas time at Disney. There's no better place to stay, if between those two, I think, than Fort Wilderness cabins during Christmas, because the people just decorate their RVs and their lots like crazy down there.
I will say the camping and RV people are some of the nicest people.
Oh, absolutely.
They're some of the best tourists and travelers all across the country.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you have gone down there, other than Rod, we know Rod's going down. If you've been down there and camped, let us know.
Yeah.
If you've stayed at the Alligator Bayou and used those Murphy beds or trundle beds, let us know.
Yeah.
That way we can pass that information along to Stacy. So I like it. Those are all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we have.
I'm done.
I'll just see how long I could get you to talk. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for the email, and we hope we steered you a little bit of the right direction. Let us know what you're doing.
And believe it or not, that we just got yesterday. We're all over it.
Yes, we did. That's hot off the presses. Some podcasts wait months.
Sometimes years.
You might have been back and planning your next trip by the time someone answer you. But here, we know how important you are.
That's because nobody asks us questions.
That's true. That is true. We don't do question shows for the most part.
We already know what your questions are. We give you the answers before you even ask.
Before you even know what they are.
I don't even know.
I know. Well, I'll probably have to cut this out.
Yes, we will. Edit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's all I got. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There
I'm down.
goes.
I'm down.
He's breaking down.
That must mean it's time to wrap up the show.
Podcaster down.
Oh, anyway, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on what we like to call the Twitter at ResortLoop.Tim. We have the website, ResortLoop.com, which is where we got the question from Stacy today.
Yeah, please send those in. I'm Resort Loop Bob on the Twitter. Don't forget our Facebook page /Resort Loop. And they can listen to us on where else?
what we like to call the Stitcher.
The Stitcher. We're starting to get more Stitchers than iTunes.
We are getting a ton of Stitcher. I love it.
But don't forget to rate us on iTunes.
No, still rate us over there.
We don't know what that means.
We still don't, but it must, like we said, everybody asks you for it, so it must be important.
It must be. I don't know. I got to Google that.
We probably should. Let's go attack 2014, Bob. You've been listening to the Gateway to the Magic.
See you, everybody.
Hey, this is Gateway to the Magic. Thanks for following us, everybody. I'm going to start that over.
No, because this is ResortLoop.com. I don't know what this.
I was going to get to it. I was going to get to it. I'm out.
You doing another podcast with someone else?
Oh.